team number 4, and we are going to explain the theme of muscle, skeletal, cardiac, and smooth muscle. Okay, and we are the team number 4, like I said. We are from 2 semester, group 1. I'm Arturo, and she is Maria.
Well, I am going to talk about the introduction of the smooth muscle, cardiac muscle, and skeletal muscle. Well, the active movement oriented is characteristic of multicellular life forms, which is possible thanks to muscle cells. For example, the muscle cells are a factory that converted the raw material, in this case the ATP, adenosine triphosphate, in mechanical movement, and so in this way generate the muscle contraction. The muscle tissue in the body is forming structures such as the tunica media of blood vessels and to the bowel wall, for example. The functions of the muscle tissue. Well, first, the skeletal muscle stabilizes joints and helps to maintain the body position, and another function of the skeletal muscle is the generator of it. Is called thermogenesis, and this is produced when the muscle fiber is contracted. Okay, for example, in the involuntary contractions of the skeletal muscle, also called shivers, the production can increase. The second, cardiac muscle, pumps blood through the circulatory system by contraction. And finally, the smooth muscle moves food and substances like bile or enzymes that are secreted into the stomach. Muscle contraction. Well, as regards muscle contraction, the base of the movement are two main proteins called actin and myosin 2, which form myofilaments. The arrangement of these proteins in muscle fibers helps the classification through, because this can give them an appearance according to the presence or absence of transverse striations. For example, if the muscle has transverse striations, it's skeletal muscle, or if the muscle doesn't have transverse striations, it's smooth muscle. Muscle cells. There are 4 types of muscle cells. First, we have the myocytes. The myocytes are the skeletal muscle cells. Second, the cardiomyocytes, the cardiac muscle cells. Leiomyocytes, the smooth muscle cells. And finally, other cells with constructive characteristics, such as the myoepithelial cells, myofibroblasts cells, and myoid cells. Well, an important characteristic is that the muscle cells have a plasma membrane, or also called sarcolemma. Okay, this is particularly excitable, and this spreads the stimulus that starts the cell contraction. Next.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about skeletal muscle. This kind of muscle is formed that is a striped muscle tissue, which is under the control of somatic nervous system. That's a really important system of body. A skeletal muscle is made of individual components, now myocytes or muscle cells that my partner Maria talked since a time, and sometimes colloquially called muscle fibers. Well, this is the simple organization of myo cells. First we have myoblasts, and second one it's myofibers, and finally we have myofibrils. These myofibrils are composed of actin and myosin filaments, which can conform sarcomer, that is a basic functional unit of the muscle fiber. And this is important because we have also sarcomer, that is imaginary necessary for muscle contraction. Well, muscle fibers has a different organization like this, and are separated by connective tissue named epimysium, perimysium, and endomysium. Okay, I'm going to talk about myocyte. That's a muscle cell that we can find this type of cells in muscle tissue that are long cells that develop from myoblasts to form muscles in a process named myogenesis. Myocyte is like this. It's a tubular and long cell, and we can. It's part of this. Okay. The next. The epimysium, it's has to protect the muscle from friction against another muscles or bones. It's composed of dense irregular connective tissue, and it's continuous with perimysium and endomysium. Well, now it's perimysium. There is a sheet of connective tissue that groups of muscle fibers into bundles or fascicles. Recently has been proved that hypothesis about perimysium, which says it plays a role with transmitting lateral contractile movements. And finally, we have endomysium, that is an irregular connective tissue that enshrouds each individual myocyte, also contains capillaries and nerves. Okay, this endomysium we can combine with perimysium and epimysium, which going to create the collagen fibers of tendons and can provide tissue connection between muscles by indirect attachment. And we here we have fascicle, endomysium, epimysium, and perimysium.
Well, now I am going to talk about the cardiac muscle. The cardiac muscle is located in the hair wall and two in the entrance of large veins that arrive to the right atrium, such as the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Yes. The cardiac muscle is innervated by the autonomic nervous system. In this picture, we can see the divisions. The parasympathetic slows the heartbeat, and sympathetic accelerates the heartbeat. The cardiac muscle is characterized by performing spontaneous, rhythmic, and involuntary contractions. Next. Well, the cardiac muscle structure. The cardiomyocytes, or also called myocardiocytes, are cells that make up the cardiac muscle. Are cells with form of pans. No. Are cells with form of pans, present an oval nucleus in the center, and to have transverse structures. Next. The cardiac muscle has many mitochondria and two glycogen in the cytoplasm of the cardiomyocytes. Okay. The structure of the contractile apparatus and contraction mechanism is the same as the skeletal muscle, but however, the cardiomyocytes have the characteristic of being joined together by structures called intercalated discs. The intercalated discs are structures that unite the cardiomyocytes in form of myocardial fibers. In this picture, we can see the intercalated discs. This and this one. Next. The sarcoplasmic reticulum forms small expansions associated with the T-tubules forming dyads instead of triads. The dyads are structures composed of a T-tubule and a cistern of sarcoplasmic reticulum. Sarcoplasmic reticulum is the same as the endoplasmic reticulum, but in the muscle cells. Well, the cardiac muscle is devoid of satellite cells. The satellite cells are responsible for the repair the muscle damage, so this tissue has low regeneration. The despolarization of these tubules opens the calcium channels to the sarcoplasm. Sarcoplasm is the same as the cytoplasm, but in the muscle cells too. The rapid release of calcium allows that muscle contraction can be performed. In this GIF, we can see the muscle contraction. Next. And thyroid in the sinus node impulses are generated and propagated to the rest of the hair walls. The sinus node is at the mouth of the superior vena cava. We can see this.
Okay, and finally we're going to talk about smooth muscle. It's really important because we have the smooth muscle in our gastrointestinal system, and it's really important for the contraction of peristalsis. That is a kind of contraction that we have on the intestines. Okay, this is very important because we can find smooth muscle in uterus of a woman, and it's really hard when it starts the contraction because it doesn't have straight cells, and it's really necessary for our body, and we can't to wait for another contraction. That is, it starts at our stomach, and it continues with the intestines, and finally it goes for our aliments got from our body. And that's all for our presentation. Thank you for
your